composition of functions is the next lesson that we're working on. So I like to use colors for this. So what I know, this is saying that I'm adding these two together. Okay, so here's my g of x. This one's first. So I'm saying 4x plus 4. And then it's telling me to add, so I'm bringing down the plus sign, my f of x function, which is x to the third plus 4x squared. So your answer to this one, because there's no numbers, it's just variables, and it's an expression, is going to be 4x squared. Sorry, we need to put this in order. So it needs to be x to the third plus 4x squared plus 4x plus 4. And there's no numbers in this, so that's going to be your answer. Okay, the same thing's going to hold true with the next one. It's just a little bit different because it's subtraction. So I'm taking my g function, because that's what it says to do first, and I am subtracting my h function. So I would put all of this in parentheses, because what you need to remember is this negative sign is going to go to both. So this is negative 4n and negative 2. So now you're combining like terms. So this is negative 8n minus 4, and that's your answer. Okay, so those are expressions, meaning that they don't have any variables in them. These next ones do have variables. So what this is saying is take the f function, plug 4 into it. So that's going to be 2 times 4 plus 1. Okay, so this is my 4 right there, and I plugged it in here. Then I'm going to take my green function, 3 times 4 squared plus 1. Again, this is the number we're plugging into it. And then there's subtraction in between, so I would probably put that all in parentheses for right now. Okay, so let's simplify this. Simplifying the blue side, I get 8 plus 1, which is 9. Then simplifying the green, remember you want to do exponents first, so that's going to give you 16, and 3 times 16 is 48, so 48 plus 1. So you're really subtracting 49. And if you're taking 9 and subtracting 49, you're going to get negative 40 as your answer. So a recap to that, we took the 4 that it told us and we put it in for both of those x's, and then we did the sign right here, which is to subtract. Okay, so let's try that again here. That's the variable that I'm putting in. This is saying to add. So we're going to first put it into our g function. Okay, so this is something raised to the third minus something. Well, that something is 3. So it goes in place of both a's. Then I'm going to add to it 3 times something plus 1. And again, that something is 3. So let's solve this. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 27 minus 3 is 24. Then our green one gives us 9 plus 1, so plus 10. And so our answer to this is 34. Okay, so those are the simple ones where you're just following the directions. These next ones are going to be called compositions of functions. So it's a little bit easier if you write this differently. If you say g of h of a. So what that means is you're putting a into the h function. Okay, so we're taking our a and we're putting it in for all the a's. So that gives us 2a plus 2. So then we still have that g function sitting outside. So now we're going to take this and we're going to put it into the g function. So the g function is 4, and then our variable plus 2. Well, our variable is 2a plus 2. We took that and we put it in for the variable in the g function. So in distributing this, we get 8a plus 8 plus 2. So your answer is to combine like terms, 8a plus 10. Okay, so let's see it one more time with letters before we go the easier option, which is with numbers. So this is f of g of a. So we're taking the a and we're putting it in the g function. So this a goes in place of the variable. So we're not really changing anything. But that f function is still sitting out in front. So we're saying f of 4a plus 2. So now we're taking that stuff and we're putting it into the f function. So we have something plus 2. That's the f function. Well, the something that we're putting in is this. Okay? So then your final answer is to combine like terms, and you get 4a plus 4. So I think it's a little easier to see it with numbers than it is to do with letters because you're going to get one clear answer. So let's look at that route. Okay, first, let's rewrite it. So this is saying g of f of negative 4. So this negative 4 is what my variable is. So this is touching the f function. So we're going to put that into the f function. Okay, so my f function is blue. So negative 4 times something minus 5. Well, again, that something is negative 4. And still remember that that g function is right out there. Okay, so let's simplify this down to get just a number. So I have positive 16 minus 5, which is 11. So I'm doing g of 11 now. So what does that mean? That means we're taking the 11 and we're putting it into the g function. So the g function is 2 times a number minus 3. Well, that number is 11. Okay, that came down from here. So when you solve this, you're getting 22 minus 3, which is 19. And what's nice about this is you get an actual answer. Okay, same thing. So h of g of negative 8. So we're putting this in here, then we're taking that whole answer and putting it in here. So negative 8 is my variable. I'm going to put it in to the g function. So the g function is going to be my blue one. So I have 4 times a variable minus 5. That variable is negative 8. And remember that it's still got the h outside of it that we have to put it into again. Okay, so now we're going to solve this. So this is going to be negative 32 minus 5. So h of negative 37. Now we're taking negative 37 and putting it for the h in there. So this is going to give me blank minus 3. That blank is negative 37. So negative 37 minus 3 is negative 40. Okay, same thing. Plug this in. Take 4. So we're doing f of g of 4. So we're taking 4 and we're plugging it in. So here's my blue equation. So something squared minus 5 times something. Well, that something is the 4. Simplifying that down, this is going to give me 16 minus 20, which is negative 4. Okay, so now we have to do h of all of this stuff. Or f, I guess. This is f instead of h this time. So in the f function, we have blank plus 2. That blank is the negative 4 that we got in the answer before that. So your final answer to this should be negative 2. Okay, let's change these to being open signs just because they should be compositions. Okay, so it looks a little more like it. This means just to multiply, whereas this means composition. And I thought it was more important to show you more compositions, so that's why these two may not match your notes exactly, because I just want to show you some more composition functions. This last one, you're just going to plug in and solve each of them. Okay, so this is going to go in here and in here. So if I put it in the first one, I have 2 times something minus 4. Well, that something is negative 6. And on the bottom, I have something plus 3. Again, the something is negative 6. So the top is going to give me negative 12 minus 4, which is negative 16. The bottom is going to give me negative 6 plus 3, which is negative 3. The only thing that can simplify from that is these become positive. If you could divide them more, you would, and that is your answer. So again, remember that we changed the signs here, here, to match this one, because we wanted to see more compositions.